Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. This is the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube. Today is May 13th. It's a Friday. We usually start with chapstick, but we're not. We're going to use Deer Beach Glassy Lip Oil and Gloss, and this is what I'm calling just a throwaway video. Not that I'm throwing anything away, I don't think, but just because of my mood. But anyway, I'm using this because I'm going to see if I'm actually going to keep it or not, because I don't like how it's not easy to control how much product comes out, and sometimes it comes out fine, just enough, and sometimes it just comes out too much. And I do store it this way instead of upside down, but I do like how it feels on my lips. And so the Crazy Troll Nation, that's what this channel is. The crazy because we have fun with our makeup. We just do what we want to do. We don't care too much about what the beauty community standard says their idea of what beauty is. We wear what we want to wear, how we want to wear it, and we rock it with confidence. We embrace our natural features. We enhance them with face paint when we want to, but not because they think we should. We love ourselves for who we are. We love ourselves for how we look. That is the basic concept of the Crazy Troll Nation. Just doing your thing, loving yourself for who you are, and just rocking it. I do curse on my channel sometimes. I want you to know that. And this is what else you'll see here. I'm calling this a throwaway video because I'm not in a good mood. I'm just feeling kind of blah, and I really don't know why. And so I said I'm just going to play in face paint. This is a Tarte eyeshadow, no it's not, eyebrow pencil. This is hella old. It says it's good for 12 months, and I know this is hella old because when I went through my storage, this was in my travel kit when I had my partner in Maryland. We ended our relationship in April 2020. Today is May 13th, 2022. But I really liked the Tarte eyebrow pencil. What is it actually called? Amazonian Clay Waterproof Brow Pencil. And the color I have is rich brown. And I really liked it because the point was really thin and the color was really good. I don't really like the spoolie. I fell in love with the Fenty Brow MVP because it's actually a brush, whereas the spoolie feels like it's scratching against my skin. And the Fenty one, because it's a brush, it just brushes my hair. And because I keep my brows trimmed, I don't really need anything that's going to like comb through or manipulate my brows the way that a spoolie would. But I remember liking the pencil part of this. And so even though this is probably 4 years old, it's on my brows. I have been using it. They don't sell it anymore, so that's kind of unfortunate. But I remember that I really liked it. It's not giving me any problems on my skin. And I know I have this thing about throwing things away once they're supposedly expired. And so here I am using a brow pencil that's at least like 4 years old. If it was an eyeshadow, I don't think that I would. But then it depends on how it performs. And because this was in like a cool, dry place in storage for all those years, I honestly forgot it was in there. The eyeshadow palettes that was in my travel kit, I did throw those away. So I'm like, I'm not even going to chance it. They didn't smell funny. They did not look funny. I did not swatch them. I did not try them. I knew that they were hella old, and so I just threw those away. But I said, you know what? Let me try this brow pencil again. And I think we're going to leave the brows like this. And so this video, I don't know when it's going to upload, if I'm going to upload it. But this is just me really playing in makeup. I don't know what day it'll be posted on, if I post it, but I have a feeling that eventually I will. And so this is just one of the things that I do for myself when I'm not in a good mood, or I'm just feeling like blah, and I just know I need to get off the sofa, and I watched enough TV for the day. So I'm like, you know what, let me just come play with my face. And so I do thank you if you're here for being here with me, just to play in my face for no other reason. I can tell you now, this will probably be a long video. I am just going to do my base face, and I do have video ideas for other videos that I may do after this one. And I wasn't going to do a base face initially, and then I thought, you know what, let me just do my base face and this will be done. That way my face won't be distracting when I do the next videos. And also that'll give me content to post for another day, because I actually do like to have a few videos already scheduled out. And so if I am really feeling like I don't want to do a video, meaning like if I'm having a migraine, and lately when I get migraines, it'll be like 2 or 3 days in a row. Like it'll just come and go and ebb and flow. And the migraine med makes me loopy, and so that makes me sleep a lot. And so when I have a migraine, sometimes I may lose or feel like I've lost like 2 or 3 days because I'm non-functional and I'm in a fog. And or if I'm having a bad pain day, there's not much I can do except just kind of lay around. And so for days like those, bad pain days or migraine days, I know I'm not going to do videos. And so I'm not the one to do a video, edit, and post on the same day. And I know I've said in previous videos that when I have the energy and motivation, or times like now when I don't have the motivation, but I just want to do something other than lay on the sofa, you know, I'll just sit and do videos and just edit and schedule them out. And so if I don't do a video for like a week or even 2 weeks, I still have videos uploading. And that's why I do say what the date is in the video. Not so you'll think, oh my gosh, like she is crazy. Like she did this video like 3 weeks ago. But just so if something does happen, you guys will know by the time you see it, I'm okay. Because I remember when, you know, I dealt with 3 deaths in 3 months. And a lot of you, quite a few of you were concerned. And I do appreciate that. Or when I was sick and I do another video and you guys are like, oh, I hope you're feeling better. Or I hope you feel better soon. And usually by the time the video was uploaded, I was feeling better. So that's kind of why I say what the date is too. So if it is something going on, you'll know, okay, that was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And you'll just know that I'm okay. Well, sort of okay as I ever could be, I guess. And so I do appreciate the care and concern. And that's one of the things I like about the relationships being formed doing videos and just chatting with you in the comments, because it does start to form, you know, YouTube friendships. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the communication and the interaction. I think my brows are kind of cousins today, maybe sisters. So we're just going to brush them up a little bit. I'm going to use an e.l.f. putty primer for my face. I don't know yet if I'm going to do a powder foundation, and I kind of think I am, because I'm not sure I want to do it with liquids today. But I do want to use concealers. And excuse me for talking slow. That's what happens when I try to multitask. It's like, what is she saying? I don't even know what I'm saying. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to take our eye cream and put under our eyes, because we are going to put concealer on, excuse me. This is something that I received in a subscription box, MZ Skin by Dr. Miriam Zamani. And I just used this for extra under eye moisturizer. This was a technique that Wayne Goss did years and years and years and years ago. And maybe a couple years after that, Alexandra Nell did it. And when I did it after seeing Wayne do it, it did kind of help. And I was like, but I just don't always want to do the steps. But since we're here, we're just going to do all the steps. And so I'm going to take this I received, and this is Item Beauty. Excuse me if you heard that. So rude. My throat. I'm just always gurgling. Not intentionally. In BoxyCharm. And the color is 340. And it's actually a really good shade for me. And with the day that I tried this, I just wish the wand was smaller, because I don't do the whole triangle V thing. And so this for me is just overkill. And the day I received it, I did a try on, and I liked it so much that the collab video I did after that, I didn't even put on foundation. I really did not. Let me put a little bit of primer on my face because I'm going to put some of this concealer under my nose. This, for the first time I'm trying, is the Poreless Putty Primer. I have tried the matte one, didn't have an issue. I tried the luminous one, and I think I had an issue to that, but I'm not sure. And this is what I do. This is the Putty Primer applicator. I scoop it on the rounded part, which I know you're probably supposed to use the scoop to scoop it, but I do it this way. I forgot to put eye primer under my eye. I'm all out of sorts. And so this is what I put here, because I used the eye cream under my eye, and then I put eye primer on under my eye. This was way too much. And then I put concealer under my eye. And I guess I was thinking, since I put something under my eye, that's the eye primer, but it wasn't. And then I just flipped the brush over and put this here. And you know what? I'm gonna just take it right here in the middle, since I don't have eyeshadow primer there. I do have one skincare from earlier. I feel like this is gonna be a mess. This is creamy. I do like the matte one. Hopefully my skin likes this one, which is the poreless one. Someone commented that they like the acne one. I just went over my eyebrow, and they were saying how even when they're not wearing makeup, even if they know they're going to wear a mask that day, they'll still just put on the acne putty primer, because I always get redness and a rash around this area, and sometimes here too, from the mask rubbing against my face, because I have sensitive skin. And even people who really don't have sensitive skin, they've been having what even a dermatologist calls maskne, getting acne from the mask. So that is there. It feels good. It feels a little itchy, just a little bit, so that's concerning. I don't remember the matte one doing that. I am going to take the Fenty eyeshadow primer and just put a little bit here, even though it should have been all over under my eye. We're going to put that down. Before I forget, I'm going to fill in my brow again. I don't really think it got messed up though when I brushed over it. And so why not just leave it alone, troll, before you do mess it up, troll, because you're a troll. That's why you're messing with it, and it looks fine. My primer is not blended right here because I was concerned with hitting my brows. Thankfully with the lights though, you can't really tell too much. I'm not sure about the poreless one. We're going to take my favorite brush for eyeshadow primer. And this is a Sephora Pro Stippling Concealer Brush number 52. And I might not even say what it is no more, just say a slanted concealer brush, because they don't make this one anymore. And so while we are here, we're going to take a clean brush, because we're going to use that one later for our, wow, eyeshadow primer on our lids. This is an Hourglass number 5 brush. It is a concealer brush, and we're just going to blend that. Did I say bring that or blend that? I don't even know what I said. You guys ever have days like this where like you don't even know like what's going on? Like I'll say something, it's looking like it's not blended over here. You'll say something and then not even know what you said. I am just really kind of out of it. So this video is just, yeah, a throwaway video. If you can relate, or if you're just multitasking around your house or your apartment and you're watching this, thank you. This is not, what's the word? Like a serious, like, oh, I gotta watch, see what she's gonna do, because that's a good color for me, right? Because I don't even really know what I'm doing. And we're gonna take some here. That is too much. That is way too much. And I know that from when I first used this in the other video. Like, look at that. It's just... So what I'm gonna do, where I have this mark above my forehead, I'm gonna put some there. And I never carve out my brows. Like, I'm not that person. I'm not about extra steps. Because it's just a lot of work. And this is my first time ever even doing like the whole thing. But since I did that, I'm going to do, you see how much came off? And it doesn't look like that much there under my nose. But look how it just spreads. Like, this stuff is serious. Maybe I'll put some more under my eye. But look how well this blends. And I hit my brow. This is why I don't do extra steps. Because it's like the more I do, it's like the more stuff I'm like, okay, now I need to go back and fix it. I'm kind of on the fence about this brush as a concealer brush because I'm used to brushes like these that are fluffy. And I think maybe because they absorb just a tiny bit of product, that a brush like this one, this flat one, like you see how this line is still there. Like the concealer will blend out where you put it and then it'll just stay. And so I feel like even now, and I can see this line all the way over here. But anyway, and I did buy 2 of these because I was really sure I was going to like it. And I do like it. I just prefer the other one. And so I'm wondering now if I'll declutter one of these because they don't make this one anymore. This is the Real Techniques brush. And actually it's an eyeshadow brush. Crease prep brush. This one they do still make. This is the Rare Beauty concealer brush. So, excuse me, so rude. What am I going to talk about? Let me come down here and blend this out. So, the videos I'm going to do later, I think I'm going to do one, like how I pair, you saw that covered that redness up right here? How I pair my highlighters, bronzers, and blushes. I was going to say blushers, which some people do say depending on where in the world you are. Because some colors do go better with some colors than other colors. I know that was a weird way of saying all of that. So look at that. Yay. I'm just doing this to let you see how it covers up. That is, this concealer is a really good shade, and I was surprised because when I try and get a shade, it may not work. And then it's like, okay, I just picked one for BoxyCharm or whatever, and it happened to match. We are going to do powder foundation. My skin is a little itchy and that's not a good thing. So we're going to take our MAC Studio Fix Plus powder foundation in NC42. I don't have any brushes out, y'all. I am just not... with it. This is a Real Techniques Insta Pop Cheek Brush. And this is actually a blush brush. But we're going to use this for our powder foundation. Actually, yeah, we're just going to use this one. So we're going to do under the eye first. Just to blend all that in. The concealer with my complexion. Look, y'all. When I tried this again, or I shouldn't say try it again, because back in the day, I loved me some MAC powder foundations. And then that's when I found out I had an allergic reaction to nickel. If you've been here and you've heard this before, I'm sorry. Anytime I hit any parts of the pan where the brush would hit, where I would put it on my face, that part of my face would break out. And so I would put tape over, like when I hit pan, and then it was still getting just so messy that I said, you know what, let me just get away from using powder foundations because I felt like I was wasting because I'm never able to use it all. And then I'm thinking I could just scrape it, excuse me for smacking, scrape it out into a container and just use it as a loose powder, even though it's not loose. And so I thought to do that, and then I'm just like, that is so messy. I can still see, I'm turning the angle this way, because I can still see this line where the concealer was. I love angled brushes. So we're going in with the foundation. And so I always felt like I was wasting. And so then I started using liquid foundations. And I did start with trying the MAC liquid foundations. All of MAC's liquid products break me out. There's something in their ingredients that breaks me out. And I do have a reaction sometimes to some oxides. And it depends on if it's an active ingredient or if it's like may contain plus minus, or if it's at the bottom of the list. And so my skin is just really weird that way, where sometimes I have an issue with ingredients depending on where they are in the list, which means it depends on how much is in that product. And then sometimes I don't. But I remember really liking, look at this. I remember really liking the MAC powder foundation, and it's easy to carry. And not that I would really touch up. I would do the thing where I would carry my eyeshadow palette, my foundation powder, my lipstick, my brow stuff. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to take the NC43 because I think I'm a little pasty. And just tell myself, oh, well, if I need to touch up. But you know what? I never touch up. Even if my lipstick wore off, I would just take it all off. Like, I would never touch up. And I got to a point, like, why am I even carrying like my makeup around when I know I'm not going to touch up my face? And so I stopped even carrying it. And then there's times when I'll carry my lip gloss or my lipstick, but I still don't touch up either. So, and I'm talking pre-COVID, because COVID, wearing a mask, I very seldom wear anything except chapstick. Look at that. This is the NC43 around the perimeter of my face and here. So this part is just mostly the NC42. I'm going to take a little bit more of the NC42, and we're still using the same brush. Y'all, look at that. And just because we're using powders, All Nighter Urban Decay waterproof setting powder. Why do I need waterproof setting powder? Because I'm just putting on powders. And we're just going to use the same brush. And maybe I will do a blush and bronzer thing. You know what I'm going to try again? The LYS cream bronzer. I do remember this making me look a little dusty back in the day. And that's what it's doing to me now. And I wasn't sure. But yeah, now I'm sure. But because we're going to bronze our face, it's not a big deal right now. I can put this brush away. Do I want to keep that out? I don't know. So we're going to take the LYS blush. And I do know some people are saying put it on top of foundation versus on top of set foundation. But for days like today, when we use a powder foundation, what do? So this shade is Confident. And when I used it, people did like it on me. I liked the shade, but I was just seeing a line here. But anyway, we're just going to go in with it. This is a Sephora number 56 Pro Flawless Airbrush. Brush, that's what it says. So we're just going to, I don't know what to do with it. I'm going to swipe sideways. I don't like, sorry for that. I don't like the shape of this. How are you going to get into the edges? And also, this is in a pan. So when I hit pan on here, which I probably won't because I never really hit pans on, I was going to say powder products, but this is a cream product. I'm going to have to throw this away too. And I guess, again, I could scoop it out. I'm going lightly because this builds up a lot. And the reviews were mixed on that. It wears off quickly, even when it was set with powder. And so I'm not scraping, but brushing. And I think I used a stippling brush before. I'm not sure, but I think I did. And it left like a line up here that just would not blend out. I'm going to switch to this side. I'm not happy with this yet, but I don't want to keep adding on because I don't want to put too much. And so that's why I'm switching over here, just to get away from that side for a few moments. And so I am trying to fill in the gaps. Like I see a gap here, I see a gap down here. And so where I'm seeing the gap is where I'm putting that edge, just to fill it in. And I am liking how this looks better than when I used it before. Like, I am liking this a lot better. And the first time was a try on, almost, because I had one of these before and I didn't like the color. And so it was the first time trying. I'm flipping the brush over to this side and just tapping where it has no color versus that side. So we're tapping where there's no color just to blend the edges. And so when I used this one for the first time, it was like a line right here that wouldn't blend. And it might have been the brush I was using. So again, this side with no shade, we're just going to blend around the edges. I do really like this color, and I like it better this time than before. And this blended beautifully. I really, really, really like this. If you're still here with me, thumbs up the video. Comments are always welcome. I'm loving this side. I do reply back. Actually, I'm loving this side too. Still the side that we did not put shadow on. This side of my face is itching. I've used this brush before without a problem, so I don't think it's the brush, because sometimes the brushes are pokey because I'm stippling. It may feel like it's stabbing me, but then my face did feel a little itchy after putting on the Poreless Putty Primer. And so I'm not sure what's going on. My face did not itch when I used this product before, so I don't think it was that. I love this. I love this. Still the side with no shadow. We're just blending. So now I know to just use this type of brush instead of a stippling brush. I hate that sound. The side with shadow on it, cream on it, just a little across the nose. My nose is big, so I don't need to highlight my nose. The side with no shadow on it, and just pat that in, blend it out, whatever you want to call it. That's so cute. She cute. She a cute troll. So we're going to put that down, and also what we're going to do again, we're going to use, this is the Cover FX Suntan Bronze Monochromatic Bronzer Duo. One side matte, one side shimmer. And this is the combination I used before, this blush and the bronzer and then the highlight. And so I'm not sure what brush I used before, but I don't know if I want to take this brush because I think that line might be too thick. Yeah, I'm going to take, I think I used this brush before, didn't I? The BH Cosmetics Angled Contour Brush. And I do use bronzers and blushes interchangeably. I really do. And this, is it dry? It's not quite, I can't really tell, but you know what I'm going to do? Because I'm wondering if I'm going to get rid of this NARS Blissful blush, and this is what that looks like. I was wondering today if I want to get rid of it because I haven't used this in a very long time. So would I miss it if I didn't have it? No. So we're going to take this brush, BH Cosmetics Bronzer Blush, and we're going to just swipe that in, and we're just going to tap this over the blush. I'm seeing like a line right here that I didn't see before. This is picking up. Okay, now I'm wiggling. This it's giving it like a highlight effect right here. You see that? This side I'm loving. When I turn like this, I see a patch right here. All of this has to be lighting. Like, I cannot just be losing my mind. I'm actually wiggling in. I kind of like this. It's a little dark, which means I wouldn't necessarily do a dark eye with this, which is unfortunate because I was going to use a grungy palette. This with a neutral eye, I do think it's a little dark for me. But I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to pair this with that. So I'm going to keep that. That was good to know. So we're going to go in with the bronzer from Cover FX, and we're going to tap, this is powdery. Ooh. And we're going to put that right there and right there. And we're going to feather it upward. I always feel like I take it down too far because I feel like it should stop here and it's down here. User error, because I'm the one using it. And that's why I thought to use a smaller brush. Sometimes I think this shows up and then it tricks me. Because I won't see it, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam. I'm like, where the hell did that come from? And so that's why I don't like this, because it looks like it shows up, but then it looks like it doesn't show up, but then it does. And I don't like that guessing game. Like, how much to apply for it to show up, and then it's like, boom. Yeah, I don't like that. So I'm really... And you see how that just popped up right here real dark, but over here it's like, where are you? Like, I don't like that. Like, either show up or don't show up. Like, I need to know, so I know where to keep trying to apply you or not. I'm kind of wiggling it in. And we're going to pop some right here. It shows up nice on my forehead though. But like my jawline area, it just doesn't want to. And then when it does, it's like overkill, I think. So I love how that looks across my forehead. But why doesn't it do that down here? Like, I can see it here. But even when I came down here, it's like, where is it? Or is it the lighting? I'm always asking that question. Is it the lighting? But I love it on my forehead though, but I'm gonna just take a little bit more and I'm gonna just do this part of my chin. I could go in again with the NC43 because I really liked how that gave me like just enough color and it still looked like me. And we're going to just, on the tip of the nose, even though we have blush there. And we're going to switch brushes. We're going to take, this is a BH Cosmetics. Oh, it's actually a highlighter brush because I just be picking up brushes. And we're going into the shimmer. We're going to wiggle it. I don't know about this product, y'all. And we're going to put that up here. Even though it looks like a highlight effect from when we put the NARS blush. So we're going in and we're wiggling. Yeah, I'm not... And I feel conflicted in a way when I think about or mention decluttering because I don't have a lot of stuff anyway. So it's like, what is she going to declutter? Which is kind of hilarious. We're wiggling in again. And then I think about would I miss something if I got rid of it, which I didn't think I was going to miss the NARS, but when I put it over top of that LYS, it was like, ooh. All right, so this, why does this look dark up here? Like this is a highlighter. Like, this is looking really dark, and that is okay. I'm gonna take my foundation brush again with the NC42 because I don't know what's, and it is probably really just the lighting, but I'm like, why is that dark up there? I didn't put, did I bring the bronzer down here? Because sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? Still the NC42, and I'm just going to tap around just to tone that down. So we're just tapping. I like that. I like that. And I like how that blush gave it like a highlight effect up top of my cheekbone. And I'll show you that blush again because there is no highlight in here. This is the blush. And it is a shimmer, maybe that's why, but then why not shimmer all the way down? Why just look like it's highlight up here from the blush? You see what I'm saying? I'm glad I did try that again because I was really kind of like, I'm going to throw that away because I won't miss it. So that'll lead into my video with how I pair my blushes, bronzers, and highlighters. My face is feeling itchy. This is not good. What else are we going to do? This is the NC42 brush and also the NC43 brush. So I think that's going to be it for this video. And so thank you for being here. I will do at least one more after this one. Let me spray my face. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Stay All Day Blue Light Micro Setting Mist. We're going to use this just to use it. It feels nice. I could, oh, my shirt's wet. Let me just rub it in. Being goofy. I do see some droplets. Let me get my fan. I know I'm being silly. I'm liking this. This is nice. I like this. So thank you for being here. Get my fan again. So it did leave some droplets, but it dried pretty quickly with my Ultra fan. I'm being silly. I'm going to go. Thank you for being here. Thank you for dealing with my moods and my emotions. Let me know what you do when you're just feeling blah. Like, do you sometimes just sit and play in face paint, or do you do other things? You know, read a book, take a hot bath, listen to music, watch videos, dance around the house, cook something, eat something. Let me know what you do. And so thank you for watching, and you will see me in the next video.